I have officially hit like the I cannot retain your question. I do not want to know your question. I do not, just don't talk to me. Pretend I don't hear. I'm not here. Though, I mean, in the way this video is working, hi, please don't leave. Just because I'm being weird and socially awkward. Hi, I'm Kate. Welcome to Always Tuck and Roll. We discuss life, the universe, and everything through the lens of autism because autistic. It's literally where my point of view comes from. Point of view? Super, super important. I feel like as a society, at least an American society, we have completely forgotten how to look at anything from anyone else's perspective, which is so messed up. It's like critical thinking is no longer taught in schools, which is ridiculous because critical thinking should be the foundation of any healthy society, realistically. When I was a kid, my parents, big on critical thinking. You get in trouble? What made you think that's okay? And would you like that if that happened to you? And, oh, he hit you? What'd you do to him first? It's almost like they were the youngest kids in their families, and they were. And they understood that sibling stuff, not as cut and dry as it always seems to be. Though I guess when I brained Mike with the rake, that I don't even remember doing that, though. I just know it was me. I had a volatile relationship with one of my siblings. We're better now. We also live a few states apart, but we are better now, and we haven't fought in many years, so good. A lot of that, I believe, in retrospect, was coming from, oftentimes, if you broke down our fights, they were actually pretty much the same. We had the same arguments, but we'd get there from wildly different directions, so it wouldn't sound like we were saying the same thing. Because my brother is very neurotypical, and I am very neurodivergent, but we didn't know that. So we think that a big part of our friction was the fact that having the same exact conclusions, but presented in wildly different ways, just was a very oil and water combination growing up. So we're better now. Hindsight's 2020, and knowledge is power. I'm sure I can throw out a few more like slogans or idioms or something in here to be like cheesy than this is already. Anyway, this is my 1 year anniversary. Congrats, we've made it this far. If you've been here since the beginning, I'm amazed. I barely have been here since the beginning. If you're just joining, that's cool. Thanks for stopping by. I have no idea what this is. This is an ever-evolving situation. This is just what it currently looks like. I'm sure it'll look like something else in a few months, the next time I completely burn out, disappear, and come back. Because it happened once, I assume it'll happen again. Because I'm heckin' burned out now. Not necessarily about video, just about, like, life. It's been very busy lately, and I know I've been saying that a lot, but, like, the busyness continues. However, I have very exciting news. This coming Saturday, we have no obligations at all. We will be home. We are not going out. We are not talking to anyone. We are just ignoring the world. We are just going to stay home and relax. And that hasn't happened in over a month at this point in time, and we desperately need it. I mean, I'll be honest. Yesterday was my first time in a week being alone. And in the middle of that, I was hyper socialized by a family friend who, like Pete and I, we talk too much, both of us. And it can be hard for us. This friend, worse than the two of us combined and like 10 times louder than we are. And like both of us kind of struggled. I went into the weekend struggling, barely being able to like, listen to Pete. Once the chaos and the noise, I started shutting down really, really hard. I feel bad because, like, I already feel like I'm stupid awkward around this friend anyway. Um, and I try not to be, but the harder I try not to be awkward, guess what? I am just an awkward turtle. It's who I am. I also don't know what to do with my arms ever. They're just kind of there. Um, anyway, you don't need to get lost in the what are my arms doing thing, because they're just moving around, doing whatever. Um, right. So, just the constant barrage of conversation, which again, if you know me, I get is pretty rich coming from me, and I am sorry. I'm working on it. But you know what I wouldn't have done to you this weekend? That because I was basically shut down and partially nonverbal for some of that. And it continued over. He was working from home on Monday, and then he ended up working from home on Tuesday. And I just really, really, really needed to be alone and have no one talk to me, ask me a question of any kind, which is annoying because I'm an insufferable know-it-all and I love to have the right answer, but like I have officially hit like the I cannot retain your question. I do not want to know your question. I do not, just don't talk to me. Pretend I don't hear. I'm not here. Though I mean, in the way this video is working, hi, please don't leave just because I'm being weird and socially awkward. Um, but yeah, no, this video almost isn't happening today because, I mean, this is like attempt number, I'm not sure. I'm not keeping track. I think some started out good and petered out, and sometimes I just end up staring straight at the camera, and then it's like been minutes, and I have no idea what I was talking about before. And I get this is why people use scripts, but that's the one thing, if I have learned anything about myself and this over the past year, is that that is still not where I'm at. I cannot write a script. I can't follow a script. It's just going to sound like I am reading, because I will just be reading. And we've heard me read before. I am not great at reading out loud. Would it help if I practiced? Heck yes, it would. However, then I would be stressing myself out doing things, and I get that, like, you just gotta suck it up and do it. But I'm also, like, trying this thing where I'm not trying to stress my own self out for the sake of this, because just sitting here recording myself, editing myself, that uploading, just me doing this is still so far out of my comfort zone that I cannot even begin to describe it. Like when I explain to people who know me that I have been doing this channel, most of them are like, oh, and they think it's good, the topic and whatnot, but at the same time, this is something so far out of my scope that it doesn't actually make sense when I say it out loud. At least that's sort of how I feel. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me on so many levels, but at the same time, like, it does. Because I know why I'm doing this, but like, if I were to look at me on paper, I'd be like, that's not something we do. And it really isn't. Like, I'm aware that, like, if you comment, I will respond. I will definitely, I try to pay attention to those, and if I don't get an alert, it's weird. If I find your comment later, I will still respond to it. Probably. Depends on how late it's been, or I don't know. But generally speaking, I as much overloading as communication like that can be for me, I'm trying to get better at it and do it. I will always comment, but like notifications freak me out. I get all like my pulse spikes and I get stressed out and then I just start sweating. But like all that to say, like I is it hard for me to respond to comments? Yes. Yes, it is. That does not mean I don't want them. I am willing to respond, and I want that. And God, if you've tried to email me, I'm sorry. I should probably check that email address because I couldn't tell you the last time I checked the email address for the channel in it's been at least 4 months. I assume it's possibly more than that. So I should really check that out. And realistically, I know that I also link a blog that I never update anymore because I just haven't had the spoons to do that. I hate that phrase. There's got to be something more interesting than spoons, but like, what? I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm still a hot mess. I'm still wildly overstimulated by this entire process. But it's been fun. It's been interesting. I've learned a lot about myself and a few topics that I've wanted to research more, and I might go back into researching topics and maybe doing things that way a little bit more again, because it was interesting. But at the same time, that it shouldn't have been so much extra work for me, but it was. And that's how I know that, like, I'm still recovering, because something like that shouldn't be a lift for me. I love to research stuff. I research stuff all the time. However, if I need to, like, research and then present it, that seems to be a bridge too far. It's right up there with, like, writing a script. I have a writing degree. I could do that, but I actually can't. That's not... I'm having a hard time writing anything right now, and it's really, really frustrating. I guess it's just like across the board writer's block. I've got like 2 or 3 like fiction stories working around, plus I'm helping Pete with one of his, plus yeah, I just haven't been blogging, and I'm wondering if I want to rethink how I'm doing that too. And then I think someone was like, if you want more engagement, you should get on TikTok. And y'all, wow, I think I said TikTok. I definitely meant TikTok. And I don't like short form content. I really don't. I don't like vertical short form. And I get that makes me a dinosaur, but I am 40. So, you know. But I actually find it all just like too much, too overstimulating. And there's so much crap out there. Like, I'm not interested in all of that. And I get that, like, I would get more views and engagement and stuff if I, actually made shorts and then I'll did shorts on TikTok and things. That would blow my mind as far as overstimulation if I got anyone to actually pay attention. And I think I need to ease into it. I've always been like, if it happens by accident that there's a lot of engagement, great. But, like, seeking it out, that's still a bridge too far. Maybe I'll get there someday, maybe I won't, maybe this will just peter out, who knows. But for now, it's been a year, and I'm gonna keep on struggling in real time for everyone to see. So thank you for all of your support and time. I don't reach out to people. I will always respond if you do. And that's actually a message to my friends and family who see this as well. I'm terrible at reaching out, but I will always respond. And I know that I shouldn't put communication upon everyone else, and that I need to take the lead sometimes, but I forget. And it's not that I don't need people, I just kind of don't. I mean, I do, but I cannot stress how happy I was to have 9 hours to myself yesterday. Oh my goodness. It was like my brain had a spa day. And I would never do a spa day because I don't want to be touched by people. And I don't like stuff on my skin. Really, really, really don't. Alright, that, before I manage to ramble about something else, because This is not a lesson in cohesion, that is for sure. I think we're going to end for the day there. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Celebrate your little wins. This is a full year of me doing this. I'm sure you've got some sort of anniversary event, or just, it's Thursday, it's Friday, it's whatever day. It's take your small wins. We all need them. And when all else fails, just don't forget to just check and roll. And I try not to be, but the harder I try not to be awkward, guess what? I am just an awkward turtle. It's who I am. I also don't know what to do with my arms ever. They're just kind of there.